But it seems as if there are so many options that it can be quite paralysing for someone who either wants to get started or offer or point someone in the direction to progress. So what are some of the common themes that you like to start with in relation to getting started with exercise, or why you would say to someone it's important to start here?
Great question. Loaded question.
Loaded question. There was a lot there.
There's a lot in that. So if we break it down, so we're talking about body composition. In order to, or any change in the body, I'm here at point X and I want to go to point Y. That means I need to change behaviour and I need to be consistent. So if we just start with consistency, how do you achieve consistency? There's many ways, but when we talk about exercise, and I love the way that you said movement, and you differentiated exercise from movement. Strength and conditioning 101, first takeaway of the day.
Yeah.
Before I can load you like an athlete, you need to be able to move like an athlete.
Yeah,
so what does loading someone like an athlete mean? Load, if we look at force, what is force? According to Sir Isaac Newton, force is mass times acceleration. So if I put extra load on your body, say I weigh 80 kilos, if I put another 80 kilos on my back, my body has to generate more force to control that, and I do a back squat, has to control that to come down, and then has to produce quite a lot of force to come up. So that's loading my body with extra mass. F equals m times a. And then there's acceleration as well. So if I go walking, well then there's a certain amount of force my body needs to produce and reduce, or probably the other way around, reduce to produce force. If I go jogging, if you accelerate an object, the force applied increases. So if I go jogging, then I have to reduce and produce more force. If I start sprinting or jumping, then I need to be able to reduce and produce more force. Obviously, the first thing that everybody out there is thinking right now is, I bet before you can put 80 kilos on your back, Andrew, you better get someone to be able to handle 40 kilos on their back. And maybe before they can do 40 kilos on their back, if the and I just chose a back squat, a rudimentary exercise.
Fine.
It's a great exercise, but
it is.
You know, there's 1,000 great exercises. Maybe we need to see that they can squat without weight on their body. So before I load anyone like an athlete, and in everyone's an athlete, mate, my job to prove it to them, isn't it? You know, people come in and think, well, I'm not very athletic. Maybe not now, you're not, but you certainly have the potential because if evolution, it's a pretty compelling story. You were pretty awesome. Your father's father's father or your mother's 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 mother was pretty awesome because they were hunter-gathering and doing all the stuff that our body's designed to do. So before I can get you to a position where you really are going to enjoy exercise, first let's get you moving well. And often in my industry, one of the things that I struggle with in my industry is this no pain, no gain mentality. I enjoy stepping into the pain cave at certain times. It's it's almost like a form of meditation, isn't it? The world ceases to exist when you step into the pain cave. And by the pain cave, I mean when you work to a point really hard where you exert yourself physically, which is also mental and emotional exertion as well. When you step to that place, you know what I mean? Like it's actually a really nice place to visit every now and then, as long as you're prepared for that. So before we can get there, though, there needs to be a joy of movement. The problem with the no pain, no gain mentality is... Sorry, I just hit the table, sorry. Problem with the no pain... I'm trying to get my point home.
I love it.
The problem with the no pain, no gain mentality is it might work for you and I because we like to exercise and we understand the benefits, we understand the physiology, but a lot of my clients, for example, a lot of the clients from Joint Dynamics, they don't know enough about it and they're just coming because my wife, my son, my friends, everyone is telling me I need to exercise, but they aren't A, emotionally connected to it, and B, it doesn't feel good to them. So before I can initiate any long-term behavioural change, before we can really start to load you like an athlete, which means you will start to look more like an athlete or change your body composition, reduce fat, put on some muscle, before I can do that, there needs to be a joy of movement. And you don't just get that by turning up and going hard straight up. Sometimes we need to back off, and rhythm is a beautiful gift on the body. Rhythm means that I can become more efficient. I can get more done for less effort, for less work. So sometimes in those early days, and actually throughout my whole client's lifestyle, throughout my whole client's journey of working with me or any of my team at Joint Dynamics, there's a process of understanding rhythm and athletic movement and loading and unloading of the tissues. We know every joint, every single joint in the body moves forwards and backwards, side to side and in rotation. Some move more forwards and backwards, some move more side to side, and some move more in rotation. But all the joints in the body do that. Actually, if we step back again, in order to maintain healthy joints, which means I will enjoy movement, I will enjoy exercising, I'll enjoy playing with my kids, I'll enjoy going for a walk, I'll enjoy, you asked me to play basketball this afternoon, of course I will, because I haven't got that thought in my head. If I don't enjoy movement, if I do have compromised joints, which leads to pain, you know what, Philip's asked me to play basketball, he's a good mate, bloody hell, it's going to hurt my back, or it's going to hurt my hip, or it's going to hurt my knees, I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow. Sorry, mate, you know what, I'm probably just going to go home and watch a movie. And that's an opportunity lost. So there's the pursuit of the perfect body, whatever that is, or there's the pursuit of a better body. But sometimes, you know, we need to experience pain. Please don't disregard that you need to experience discomfort. You need to become friends with getting uncomfortable. Otherwise, nothing changes. But if you can get that and just say we increase the health of your hip. Your hip is your lower back's best friend. It's your knee's best friend. If you have good, adequate range of motion throughout your hip joint and you have good control of that range of motion, you've got good rhythm and timing with movement, do you know what? All of a sudden, movement becomes more joyous to me. It actually feels good to move. Then it's not the pursuit of, you know, the mythical perfect body that I'm chasing. It will ensue as a result of, yeah, of course I'd love to play with you, Philip, because I feel great. And I just feel more confident in movement, so naturally I will do it more often. So there's this paradigm shift that I really try to get all the people that I touch, all the people that I get to work with, to, yes, the pursuit of something better, optimizing is important as well, but don't forget a lot of these things can ensue as a result of just go after movement. If you move well, oh man, it's a different world. Like if your first thought is, hey, do you want to come play basketball with me? And your first thought is, oh, what about my back, knees, shoulders, hips, ankles? Then that's not the way it should be. Your first thought should be, absolutely, I'd love to come play basketball with you, Philip, because it's fun. We're probably going to talk some crap. I'm going to, pretend that I'm better than I am. I'm going to get caught up in nostalgia. I'm going to heckle you when you go to shoot. We're going to laugh like you're doing right now. And that's an amazing... Exercise is one of the best social lubricants you can find. Because when you move your body, when you exercise, the body responds by releasing these really good hormones that put you in a better mental state. You retain energy better for a period of time. You're naturally more joyous. You've got natural more energy. So exercise, if you can start, because you don't have those limitations of, oh, mate, I'm just my knees playing up. If you're like, oh, yeah, I'd love to play basketball. What a great idea. You naturally have the confidence to go there to start with. And then once you're there, all the other good stuff, the endorphins, the great things that happen when we exercise, me and you having a go at each other, laughing, pretending that I'm better than what I am and all this sort of stuff, that's a great place to be. And when we get there, mate, everything else is a lot easier. You'll want to play with your kids more, you'll want to play with your mates more, you'll want to exercise more because now you're experiencing how good it feels to feel good. And that's confidence. That's... My dad used to say the difference between a good athlete and a great athlete is the top 2 inches. So the mentality of, but that's high level performance. Real confidence, not cockiness. Cockiness comes from above the chin, doesn't it? I can be cocky. Like if you say, Andrew, do you want to play basketball against me and my 5 mates? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I will smash you. Me versus you and your 5 mates? No way I'm going to smash you. You're going to beat me every time. I can be cocky. But if I had trained the house down, and I've been playing basketball, and I don't, I'm not very good at basketball, I just chose basketball. I should have said rugby league, boxing, or water polo, or surfing. I chose basketball, I don't know why. Anyway, but if I trained a lot, then confidence is from the chin down. My body's like, oh yeah, let's go, mate. Cockiness can be from the chin up. Me getting my capabilities and my ambitions a little bit disconnected, a little bit out of order. That's cockiness, and cockiness doesn't get you so far. You have to earn confidence. Cockiness, anyone can be cocky, but can you back it up? Confidence is that.